Inverness bus station, 20 to 6 in the morning, is a different kind of empty to Manchester. Manchester is empty because everyone has gone home. Inverness is empty because there was never anybody there in the first place. The bus to Ardvane went on Tuesdays and Fridays. It was Tuesday. He had built the entire journey around the fact that it was Tuesday. He had, at various points in the last 4 days, been genuinely proud of himself about it. He found the stand, he found the timetable, he found a printed A4 sheet taped over the timetable in a plastic wallet, which is the most ominous object in the British Isles.
No.
Service suspended beyond the bridge until further notice due to carriageway resurfacing. Please contact the operator for alternative arrangements.
I saw that. I read that. On the village page. I read that and I scrolled past it.
He sat down on the curb, with his head in his hands, in a coat that wasn't his, with £11.70 in his pocket, 430 miles from a bedroom door he'd hung himself. And here is the thing about him, and it is the reason he survives everything that comes after. He sat there for about 90 seconds, and then he stood up and started walking, because the road went one way, and he was going to be on it. He walked for 4 hours. There is nothing romantic about it, and the story is not going to pretend there is. It was cold, and then it rained, and then it stopped raining and got colder. 2 cars went past in the first hour, 6 went past in the second. He had stopped putting his thumb out by the third, not because he'd given up, but because it felt embarrassing to do it to an empty road. And the country changed underneath him while he wasn't paying attention. The hedges went, then the fences went, then the trees went, and there was just rock and brown grass, and water lying in every dip, and hills that didn't look like the hills in Derbyshire because they weren't rounded off. They looked freshly broken. He didn't know it, and he wouldn't know it for a long time, but he was walking across some of the oldest rock on the face of the earth. 3,000 million years. It had been there for 2/3 of the age of the planet. It looked, to him, like Scotland. The pickup came up behind him at about 11:30 and stopped without any particular ceremony, 30 yards past, and waited. There was a dog in the back, a collie, standing up, watching him come.
Where you going?
Ardvane.
Get in.
The inside of the truck smelled of diesel and wet dog and cigarettes from about 9 years ago. There was a coil of blue rope on the seat that the man moved without comment. He was somewhere in his 50s, big hands. He drove the way people drive when the road is theirs, which is to say slowly and entirely in the middle of it.
You've walked from the bridge?
Yeah.
Aye.
That was the whole conversation for 11 minutes. Ellis had been in a lot of silences in his life. This was the first one he had ever been in that wasn't about him.
Which house?
I've got the road end. He said ask for the road end at Ardvane.
Who did?
My granddad.
The truck did not slow down. The man did not turn his head.
What's your name, son?
Ellis. Ellis McKay.
And the silence changed shape. It went from the comfortable kind to something with edges in it, and it lasted a long time, and Ellis noticed it and decided it was about him, because everything had always been about him, and it had never once been good.
Sorry, is it out of your way?
No. No, son. It's not out my way.
He looked back through the rear window at the dog, which had not stopped watching him since he got in.
What's he called?
Bracken.
He's yours?
There was a pause, that was slightly too long.
He's stopping with me.
9 months later, that dog would be standing on the bridge of a starship, and Ross Munro would have been dead for 11 days, and Ellis would be the one who killed him. Neither of them knew that. It was Tuesday, and it had stopped raining, and the dog was pleased about the wind.
Is it far?
And the man thought about that for a while, the way you'd think about a real question.
Nothing's far. It's just slow.
He would say that sentence out loud in an empty control room with 400 trillion miles in front of him and a power reading of 4% and mean every word of it.
He talked about you.
Did he?
I?
And Ellis, who was 17 and tired and who had never in his life been given a piece of information he could not immediately weaponize against himself, heard that sentence and did not hear the tense. The truck stopped at a gate. There was no village. There was a road end and a track going up, and a telegraph pole with one wire on it, and beyond that, about 200 yards up, a white house with a slate roof and a chimney and no smoke coming out of it. Behind it, the lock. Behind that, the hill.
That's you.
Thanks, honestly. Thanks.
Hi.
He got out. He got his bag. He shut the door. And the truck didn't move. He looked back, and the man was sitting with both hands on the wheel, looking straight ahead at the windscreen, and his jaw was doing something.
You all right?
A way up, son. Go on.
The track took 4 minutes to walk, and he did it in about 2. There was a boot scraper by the front step, cast iron half buried in the grass, and beside it, a flat grey stone. He crouched down. He did not want to lift it. He had spent 4 days and 406 miles, and every penny he had on the assumption that there would be a key under this stone, and the entire time he had known, in the way that he knew everything about himself, that there would not be. He lifted it. There was a key. There was a key, and it was on a loop of orange baler twine, and it was rusted at the shoulder from lying under a stone in the rain for a very long time, and the grass had grown up around the shape of it, and it had been there for years.
Oh.
He sat down on the step of a house he had never been to, and held a key in both hands, and did not go in for quite a while. The door opened without sticking, and the cold came out at him. Not the cold of a house with the heating off. The cold of a house that has been the same temperature as the outside for a long time. It came out of the hall and went through the coat that wasn't his and sat on his chest. There was a hall table with a telephone on it. There was a coat on a hook and boots under it, dried mud still on them, set down by somebody who had meant to clean them later. And on the mat, under the letterbox, there was post, a lot of post. It had gone up the door in a drift, the way snow does. Free papers, circulars, a supermarket flyer for Easter, a brown envelope from a firm of solicitors in Inverness, with his own name on it, months of it.
Grandad. Hello.